Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to do a video on the KTM 250 EXE TPI. We're going to show you how to remove not the rear fender whole part, but this little part that holds the light and the number plate. We're going to show you how to unwire it and how to take this off. Let's get straight into it. Okay. So what you're going to need is first of all, you're going to need to put your bike on a stand. Mine's already on a stand. You're going to need a socket set, AF and metric. We're going to use a hex insert bit set, whatever that is. So we're going to get started straight. We're going to get straight into it. So you need to undo this bolt here, 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 and here. I'll just bring the camera a little bit closer so you can exactly see. I hope you can see a bit better with that. So for this one, you're going to need a little wrench, whatever this thing's called, a ratchet, an extender, or an extension. You're going to need an exact size 8. Put that onto the extender. Put that onto there. I'm gonna undo that bolt. So the bolt you can see is this bolt here. Yeah, undo that. I have already done this before I did this video, so I do know how to do it. And I've made sure it's not gonna break or anything. So you undo that bolt right here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull it out. It's that bolt right there. You're gonna put that somewhere aside. I suggest putting it into the lid of your socket set. Then there's another one over here underneath the exhaust. You can't see it, but you undo that one too. There's the other one. Put those two together so you know which one goes where. Then you're going to change from the 8mm socket to the 6mm socket. And then what you're going to do is you're going to undo. Hold on. The tire's getting in a bit of a way. You're going to undo these little ones up here. There's that one. You're going to put that on the other side of the lid so you know where that one goes. So big ones at the front, little ones at big ones at the back, little ones at the front. Yeah. And that should just pretty much come straight out if you've got it done, if it's in there correctly. And you just sit that on the tire like so, put that other little bolt or little thing there, and there's that pretty much up in there. There's the fender there on the tire, as you can see. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come over here. Hold on a sec, I'll just get the camera. So you got this fender off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your air filter. You're going to pull your air filter thingy off. Air filter cap. This one doesn't take screws. It has little push-in systems. Just take that and you just pull that straight off. Sit that somewhere. Then what you're going to do is you're going to... First of all, you're going to bring this over here. I'm going to take this 6mm socket off and I put that back in there. Now my little knob thingy here doesn't go into this. So I need to have this thing that has that goes into the wrench or the socket, and then that goes into the screwdriver thing. You're going to put that on like so. Sorry I'm huffing and puffing a bit, it's a bit hot in my shed, or in my dad's shed. I'm going to put that on. Then you're going to undo this big screw here that's just above the spring. So you have the spring that goes onto the stand, then you have a little one that holds, then you have a little screw that holds the spring on. The biggest one in the middle, between that little screw and the next biggest screw, you're going to undo that one that holds the plastics on. You're going to pull that out, and you're going to put that on the stand underneath your pegs. Then you're going to get the 8mm. You're going to take this little adapter off. You're going to put that down. You're going to put the 8mm onto the end of that. And I'm going to undo my... You have to undo this big screw for your seat. And you pull that big screw out. This is the big long one. And you're going to put that aside with your other little screws that go into the rear fender. Then you're going to take that off, put that in there, take your 6mm or your 8mm off, and then put that all, make sure it's nice and neat, ready to go for the next part. Dropped them. Put that back in there, put the adapter back up there. Then you're going to push down, pull out, and pull that little thing off there. There are two bits under here that go underneath this plastic bit. So make sure when you put it back on, you put these two, back underneath that. You're going to put that other piece of plastic you just took off down. Then you're going to come over here with me. And you're going to find the one that's connected. You're going to follow this lead through the frame. You're going to pull that off the battery box. And you're going to undo that. Now I did try when I did this first to put R and B for rear brake, because it's the rear brake light. You're going to undo that, but my marker didn't work too well. You're going to undo that. You're going to pull that straight through there. And here is your rear fender. You're going to sit that aside. I'm going to... Okay, you don't need to take the seat off. The seat's already on there, so that's good. Air filter. You need to get this plastic you just took off before. You're going to put it the right way. You're going to put that underneath there. Make sure that's up in there. Well, like I said before, there are a couple of things down here that need to go there and there. I'm going to put them on. You're going to put that slot back up in there like that. Make sure these are on. Make sure this little thing here goes underneath the frame like so. On, good, good. Then you're going to grab your wrench, 8mm socket, a T45 bit like that, your adapter, just put the adapter in there, put the T45 screw, whatever you want to call it, on there, straight up, put it back into the frame. Make sure you're tightening it, not loosening it. So make sure it's all on there. It's not on there all the way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it back in. And I need to take the screw out because I didn't make sure the plastic was in there correctly. You're gonna take that out, put that back. Make sure the plastics are in there correctly. There's actually not two, there's actually three. There's one way up here that goes underneath this black bit. Then you're going to push the plastics back into place. Click like that, because there's a little part up in here that the piece of plastic goes into and pushes in. Then you're going to, now that the plastics are on, you can screw that back into the frame. It's nice and tight. And take that socket off, or the T45 off, and all back on. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get the size 8mm socket. You're going to attach it to your wrench or your ratchet. Sorry, not a wrench. You're going to put that in there like so, tight. You're going to screw your seat back on. This is why you need an extender, otherwise your handle won't reach, unless you're going to do it little bits like that. Make sure this is nice and tight. Nice and tight. You don't want it too tight, otherwise it'll push the plastic and it'll break it. And I put that socket back. Now you want to get your air filter cover. Turn back over here. What you need to do is you need to align that little thing there, a bit of oil on it from the filter, up in that little slot that goes up in there. You need to line that up with that. Hold on a sec. Have I got this? Yep. I'm gonna push that bottom back in there. Hold on a sec. No, I don't. That needs to go over the air filter, up in there. Push that. Push that. Make sure it's on all nice in there, nice and tight. So that's all back in there, screws up, air filter covers on, seat screws back on, and it is now being taken off. Beware, there is a little spot up in there that stuff can get into, as well as these screw holes. That's the one that goes to the back of where the light is, and that's the one that goes up into where the pipe is that I was first telling you about. So these ones are the ones that go up into there. These ones are the ones that go up into these ones. I don't know if this will work yet, but I'm just going to see if I can put that back onto there. I'm going to make this lower. Yeah, you can see now, or I can see that I can see that you can see. You're going to get your 8mm socket. Now I haven't tried and see if this works yet, but I'm hoping it does. You're going to try and screw back into that hole. No, it won't, because the plastic's not there to be like a spacer, so no point putting these back ones in. They won't fit it, they won't fit. See if the front ones fit with a 6mm socket. Put that on. Make sure it's tightening. Yep, so these ones here fit. I'm gonna leave them in just because I don't really want dirt or mud getting up in here, stopping me from putting these back in if I want to put, or when I put that fender back on. So they'll keep the dirt and grime out of the holes where the screw would go, and put the 6mm back. You get these ones that go up in there. You get your fender. And you put them where they would normally go, up in the back. There's no screws in here, so you will need to put either this into a bag or into a box, so the screws either don't come out, or so it's easier to find either if you put it in a box or in a bag. I myself am going to put mine into a bag because I do not have a box that will fit this whole fender. And yeah, that's easy as. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new. See you next time.